If I make a gesture with my finger, it means to ring a bell. Let's try again. We are gathered together on this very special day to honor Griffin, and Reena, and their family and their friends. We are witnesses to Griffin and Reena's marriage vows today. We are their support in keeping those vows. And in a way, we will be married together with them. Even the latecomers, who I like to embarrass by saying, welcome. Okay. Let's all pause and put our heart's full attention to this ceremony of sacred vows. We can take a few gentle breaths. We look and listen with our whole being. In this way, we make this ceremony sacred with the gift of our attention. And so we fulfill our friendship and express gratitude to Griffin and Reena by our presence. It is truly a great and joyous occasion When two people choose each other wholeheartedly, accepting both the fullness and the limitations of each other, this benefit extends to everyone, not only themselves and those who are here today, but also to everyone they touch as they travel through their life together. Nothing happens without a cause. The union of Griffin and Reena is not accidental. Due to the law of karma, the unfolding truth of interdependence, their union is the inevitable consequence of all their actions in their life leading to this moment. They, from their very beginning, have been coming together to this sacred moment. We will now offer a chant of invocation called the Zensho Kata, as Griffin and Reena will offer incense at the Oshoko altar here. The incense offering is a symbolic act of purification and gratitude to bless this ceremony with compassion and gratitude. I need to find my chanting book. Here's one. Please. Zensho mi dani udojo o fui igu ugan o uji ko o kanon seishi jinja May the spiritual presence of Amida Buddha, Kannon, and Seishi Bodhisattvas, and all enlightened ones, past, present, and future, permeate this hall, to send forth wisdom like flower petals falling from the sky, to awaken those of us gathered. Namandas, namandas, namandas. We will now share a reading entitled All About Love. Miwako, are you? Oh, there you are. Good.
Hello. I am going to read from Bell Hooks' All About Love. The transformative power of love is not fully embraced in our society because we often wrongly believe that torment and anguish are our natural condition. This assumption seems to be affirmed by the ongoing tragedy that prevails in modern society. In a world anguished by rampant destruction, fear prevails. When we love, we no longer allow our hearts to be held captive by fear. The desire to be powerful is rooted in the intensity of fear. Power gives us the illusion of having triumphed over fear, over our need for love. To return to love, to know perfect love, we surrender the will to power. It is this revelation that makes the scriptures on perfect love so prophetic and revolutionary for our times. We cannot know love if we remain unable to surrender our attachment to power, if any feeling of vulnerability strikes terror in our hearts. Lovelessness torments. As our cultural awareness of the ways we are seduced away from love, away from the knowledge that love heals, gains recognition, our anguish intensifies. But so does our yearning. The space of our lack is also the space of possibility. As we yearn, we make ourselves ready to receive the love that is coming to us as gift, as promise, as earthly paradise. Thank you.
Thank you. Griffin and Reena, we will now take the three refuges, which is traditional in a Buddhist wedding ceremony. Maybe just move a little closer together so you stand in different places. Okay. We take refuge in the absolute purity of awakened mind, called Buddha, the original source and manifestation of all that is. We take refuge in the truth of the Dharma, the universal truth and wisdom of life lived in compassion. And we take refuge in the Sangha, our family and community. This is the boundless interconnection of all beings. Please face the altar. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. Namandams, namandams, namandams. Back to positions 1. Griffin and Reena have agreed to accept the 10 precepts in their marriage. Marriage is a journey of deep connection. Where connection is nurtured, trust is conveyed quietly. It is wide and deep without words. When we are completely connected with one person, we can meet ourselves in them, wherever we are. So, marriage is not only for your being together, but actually, it is a true spiritual practice. According to our tradition, these precepts can guide you in the inevitable days of difficulty and challenge and joy. Griffin and Reena, please affirm these 10 precepts. I'll say them, and then there's a point where you say, we will. Yeah, okay. To respect, do you take the precept to respect all beings and act with compassion toward them? To act generously and receive only things that are freely given. To be honest and true from the depth of your hearts. to act with mindfulness and clarity, and to not abuse your body or mind with intoxication. To remain thoughtful and mindful of your speech and actions. To rejoice in the good fortune of others, and to see their joys as your own. To give with joy, compassion, and loving kindness. To honor the three treasures, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We will now have a reading from the Prophet by Patrick.
Hello. I'll be reading from The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Then Al-Mitra spoke again and said, "And what of marriage, Master?" And he answered, saying, "You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. Aye, you shall be together even in the silent memory of God. But let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it be rather a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near together, for the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow."
Thank you. And in counterpoint, Celeste, could you share with us Women Who Run with Wolves?
Hello. I am reading from Women Who Run with Wolves, the first phases of love. To lay inert and only dreaming of a perfect love is easy. It is an anesthetization from which we might never recover, but for ruthlessly snagging something valuable yet outside our awareness. For the naive and wounded, the miracle of the psyche's way is that even if you are half-hearted, irreverent, didn't mean to, didn't really hope to, don't want to, feel unworthy to, aren't ready for it, you will accidentally stumble upon treasure anyway. Then it is your soul's work to not overlook what has been brought up, to recognize treasure as treasure, no matter how unusual its form, and to consider carefully what to do next.
Thank you. In our tradition, we are married heart to heart, mind to mind, and nature to nature. We give up our small selves and take loving refuge in each other. Take loving refuge in all things. This attitude in marriage becomes the living spiritual practice of marriage. Griffin and Reena, do remember that your marriage is a sacred and blessed undertaking, being witnessed by your family and friends and all beings. Do not forget what is happening right here in your life. And feel the responsibility. This commitment called marriage, this practice, a marriage practice, is your treasure throughout your lives together. When things go smoothly and joyously, practice loving mindfulness. And when things are difficult and challenging, practice loving mindfulness. A loving mindfulness practice will always be with you and will guide you. Now it is time for your marriage vows. These will be in 2 parts. So let's start by coming together, and we will gently connect and not bind. This is supposed to be clockwise. I'm not sure. Okay. Okay. Do you, Griffin and Reena, do you, Griffin, take Reena to be your life partner, to support in every way that you can, to be faithful and worthy of trust, to be there for Reena, to share your gifts, your heart, and all you have, to support and respect Reena's spiritual growth and accept her support of yours, to communicate clearly, openly about your relationship, to work with Reena to sustain this family in joy and love, to preserve the sacredness of your relationship.
I do.
Good. And do you, Reena, take Griffin to be your life partner, to support in every way that you can, to be faithful and worthy of trust, to be there for Griffin, to share your gifts, your heart, and all you have, to support and respect Griffin's spiritual growth and accept his support of yours, to communicate clearly and openly about your relationship, to work with Griffin to sustain this family in joy and love, and to preserve the sacredness of your relationship.
I do.
Very nice. The couple have written additional vows, so they will share those now. There is music. If it gets a little long, we play that da 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 like at the Oscars.
It's only 300 words.
It's only 300 words.
Today is the day. I get to make promises that I've been looking forward to keep, and they sound like this. I would build a new moon for you, so you can always look as good as you do in moonlight. But I am only human and can make no such construction, so only these metaphors can express my sincerity. I promise to be your very best friend, your confidant, your ardent defender and permanent advocate. I pledge to support you. You will never go hungry or know another holiday so long as we are together. I pledge to support you even when support and agree with are not the same, because that is when it will be the most difficult, and I will never quit on you because something got difficult. I vow to stand with you when things are difficult. Even if the world crumbles down around us, I will be there with a shoulder to cry on or a shoulder to carry a burden. I vow to always share in your joy. I vow to be a joy. I vow to stoke up our love into a radiance. May it keep us warm at night, because together means safe from now on. I promise that you will never be too much for me, because I can never get enough of you. I promise that you will never have to lose yourself to win me over. I promise to listen to you intently, with a devotion people normally only give to TV shows and sports teams. I promise to follow up with you, to think ahead to you, to remember your birthday and this anniversary, and to make you feel special on both, because you are special. I vow to choose you one day at a time, for as long as you'll choose me as company for your adventures, or for as long as we both shall live.
Very wonderful. And Reena, do you have 300 words to share?
I do. I am, in fact, the one that set the 300.
There was negotiation. There was 500, 100, and they came to 3.
I, Reena Marie, by the life that courses within my blood, and the love that resides within my heart, take you, Griffin Ash, to my hand, to my heart and my spirit, to be my chosen partner in this life. I arrive here and now with you and all our beloved ones as a sovereign being, fully aware of the commitment I am making today. We cannot possess one another, for we belong to ourselves. But while we both wish it, I give you that which is mine to give. We cannot command one another, for we are free. But I shall be present, listening with you as you desire, and the honeycomb will taste sweeter coming from my hand. I pledge to you that yours will be the name I cry aloud in the night, and the eyes into which I smile each morning. You are blood of my blood, bone of my bone. I shall be a shield at your back, as you are for mine. I give to you the first bite of my food and the first drink from my cup. I vow to keep and always return to our center. The center of the labyrinth is us, is this, is love everlasting. I vow to keep my heart in the center with you, though my feet may seem to follow the curves far away from the here and now. I devote myself to nurturing this space between and within us. I, wave and ocean, you, beach and land, are together in our burning love flames and singing tongue. Never shall a grievous word be spoken about us, for our marriage is sacred and protected. We are one in our becoming now. These are my wedding vows to you. This is a marriage of equals.
Very nice.
Thank you.
At this point, the couple would like to invite their family members up to the altar to purify the joining of their two families by sharing sake together. We welcome in spirit Anna Maria, Pete, Patrick, Celeste, Lauren, and Matthew. If we could make a semicircle here in some reasonable order, but I don't know. Okay. The traditional sake ceremony is called Sansan Kudo. The sake will be consumed in 3 sips. The first 3 sips represent the 3 families we are now joining together. Some of you might ask, 3 families? Yes, there is this family, that family, and this new family we are creating together today. So that's why there's 3 families. Just stay over there. And consume it in 3 sips. Pour. The second 3 sips represents overcoming the 3 human flaws of greed, anger, and ignorance. And consume with 3 sips. Remember, with good sake, you hear a slurping sound when they drink it. Pour again. And the last 3 sips represent the interdependence of all beings, acknowledging that we all need each other to live full and happy lives. Get the tray. The families are now joined. You can sit. Thank you. The exchange of rings. Rings are an ancient symbol, blessed and simple, round like the sun, like the eye, like the arm's embrace. Rings are circles, reminding us of the endless cycles of life and love. And so, may these symbols remind you always that your love, like the sun, illumines, that your love, like the eye, must see clearly, and that your love, like arms that embrace, truly is a blessing on the world. So if you could come closer together, that's good. And I think I have these pointed in the correct direction. Okay. Griffin, if you could take the ring, place it on the correct finger, and just holding there, repeat after me. With this ring, I vow to honor and cherish you.
I vow to honor and cherish you.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
For better or worse.
For better or worse.
For richer or poorer.
For richer or poorer.
For all the days of my life.
For all the days of my life.
Good. And now, Reena, if you pre-position the ring upon Griffin's finger, and repeat after me. With this ring, I vow to honor and cherish you.
I vow to honor and cherish you.
In sickness and in health. For richer or poorer. For better or worse. For all the days of my life. Now witnessing that you have both agreed to marry, according to the wisdom of the Buddha and by the authentic rights vested in me, I joyously pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss. Okay. may I present the newly married Griffin and Reena.
All right, human beings, Reena and I are going to take some photos. So everyone who's here should find their way downstairs to the reception space. There's a nice easel laid out with table arrangements and everything. So you've got a couple of options. You can go out and then left and then left and then get in through the side door. Or if you are okay with stairs before HUD, you can go straight through here and find the stairwell, which was